Some very interesting tag manager changes have come in recently. And one of them is quite interesting actually, where there is an automatic guided route, a guided process for you to set up conversions for your Google Ads account. Now, conversions have been traditionally a slightly difficult operation to perform. And there are also some more small changes. Let's see what this is all about. Let's get started. Welcome back, users, and back to the screen. I'm inside the latest Google Tag Manager account, and you will see that right now this particular section has come in. And also here, one more section has come in. Let's see the smaller section, which is a good change, but not a big change, is that your containers, Google Tag connections, and the endpoints are showing up. So here, the container is obviously the GTM container. You can see the ID over here for this particular account. And it is basically connected to a Google tag. This Google tag is a Google Analytics tag, which in turn sends the data to the destination. Although this particular account also has a Google Ads tag connected, but it's not showing up. Maybe it will show up after some time. Now, there's also another thing over here. This is quite interesting actually. This is our Google Ads guided setup. You can see this first box, and this is what is quite interesting. It may be useful for some of you at least, right? So we'll shortly take a look at it. The third thing we are seeing over here is this modified, added, deleted option has come up. Okay, earlier you used to only see workspace changes. Now some more changes will be shown up in form of if you have modified a tag or trigger or variable or added something or deleted something. You can also get access to editing the workspace from here on. Okay, now let's quickly jump to this measure purchase in Google Ads. To work with this guided setup, I have got this website. It's a dummy website. You can see a notification on the top. It is just for training and educational purposes. I use it for showing tracking and all that. Now, you can also come to this website and make some dummy purchases, as far as you're not using your usual email, because this is not meant to be for that, right? Now, I hope that you use some temporary email or some email that you do not use, and then go ahead and give me some data on this website so that I can show better tracking. But anyway, okay, so this is the website we are going to use now. And this is also the Google Ads account I'm going to use. I've already created a conversion over here. You can see that it's a purchase conversion. If you do not know how to create a conversion, you can follow some tutorials and get one conversion ready inside your ads account. Now back to Google Tag Manager. If I click on this Start Guided Setup, you see these options are showing up. Some of you may be familiar with this option, but if you're not, we'll just see it. Conversion ID. Conversion ID can be figured out from your conversion over here. Let me click on Purchase. And here you see this option to manage it. So let's click on Manage, and you have to go to use Google Tag Manager. In here, you will see that there's a conversion label, there's a conversion ID. I'll copy this conversion ID from here. And I'll go back to my Tag Manager account, right click and paste it. Conversion label, we have that information over here. Let's copy it. Go to Google Tag Manager, right click, paste it, and done. And then you have to enter your website. Okay, so let's enter the website. Okay, https james.serverside.in, right? Now I'll click on Get Started. So as soon as you click on Get Started, you see that it shows me this message called Install Tag Assistant. Now, Tag Assistant has to be added to the Chrome browser where you are working on, or any other browser, right? So once you add this Tag Assistant, then we can do some operations over here, which is quite interesting. So let's add it to Chrome. If you have already got this Tag Assistant added to Chrome, then you will directly jump to this step actually. Go to my website. Okay, and the website opened, right? And it also opened this Tag Assistant beside it. Let me maximize it. Yeah, now we can see that, right? Now what it's saying is that place a test order, add order confirmation, publish changes. What does this mean? Let's click on Get Started and we'll see. Now it's saying go through the checkout process and purchase something basically. Okay, so let's click on Explore Correction, and let's select this product. I'll make some changes, click on Add to Cart, proceed to checkout. I'll fill in some dummy phone number. and I'll click on continue to payment, some dummy card number, all dummy information. Okay, complete purchase. Now I have the order confirmed page. So it has said that, okay, once you place the test order, click on I have finished. So I'm doing that. Okay, so it has found the tag manager container and it says confirm. So I'll confirm it. Okay, so it's saying the order confirmation URL contains order confirmation. And that's true actually. Here you can see that the order confirmation URL actually contains order confirmation, right? Now it is saying that over here, select something on the page that is a transaction ID. Okay, and it will somehow figure out how to fetch that transaction ID from the page. So we have transaction ID on the top in the URL, or we also have it over here. Let's click on that. Click on select, done. Now it says select something that has got the conversion value. Let's click on that. And I think this is the number that says conversion is basically the amount of purchase you have done. So that's the number. Click on select, then currency code. It is dollars USD. So let's select USD over here. There you go. And then it says that, okay, you want to add email and all those things. So you can actually click over here. And if you find the email, you can add it and click on select, right? Now we'll click on confirm. Then we'll say publish to tag manager. So let's see what happened over here. All right. And you see the ads part is also now created. Now let's see what happened over here. There are quite a few things created actually. So first one is a purchase ads conversion. Let's see what it is. It's the usual Google ads conversion tag. You can see that. So conversion label is showing up over here. There's a variable that's capturing the conversion value. We'll come to that. There's a variable that's capturing the transaction ID. And there is a variable that's capturing the currency code. It's quite useful, I think, isn't it? Now, what else is there? There is a user provided data. This is basically that email ID that we captured. Okay, that's what is showing up. We'll look into these variables shortly. And there's a trigger called purchase trigger showing up over here. Okay, what is the purchase trigger? Let's quickly see that. And it is the page view where the page contains order confirmation. Remember, we had said that, okay, if the page contains order confirmation, that's our purchase page. So that's what it has taken this hint from there. But overall, it looks very similar to what you would do manually, right? To that extent, it's quite useful actually. Now, you have to click on the screen a few times and you have your conversion ready, right? So we have this ready. Now let's close it and let's quickly look at those variables it has created. The first variable is purchase currency. Let's see what it is all about. Okay, so the value has been inserted as USD. That's a good thing. Now let's see purchase email. You see that element selector is showing up over here, this long one. This is a selector that it has figured out from the browser. If you want to see what it has actually done, let's go to the order confirmation. Yeah, let's go to one of the order confirmations and let's open this email part. And if I right click over here and say copy selector, and let me open a notepad. I think they have picked up this one. Let's see once again. Div confirmation, div and type. Yeah, more or less. You see, the point is that there to reach an element on the browser. So if I had to uniquely identify an element on the browser, there's this option of CSS selectors that you can use. Okay, which uniquely can say that, okay, if I start from the, let's say, the head or the HTML code, and if I can navigate through all this, there is a div inside this, there is a CSS class by the name of confirmation-detail, which has another child, forward arrow, and so on. So this, the whole, it's sort of a language to, reach to a particular content on the page. Okay, So that's what it's doing. You'll see that it's very similar to the CSS selector that we also could find from there. Okay. Although there are some issues in this, we'll come to this, but let's close purchase email for now. Okay. Now let's see purchase value. Okay. So it also has got some CSS selector over here. It's a DOM element, and then purchase transaction ID. This itself is a CSS selector. What else is there? Purchase trigger. Okay, we have already seen that trigger. And then purchase user provided data. This will basically have that email, right? Because that's the only user information we are sending to Google Ads. It can be quite useful. Now what you can do is you can just click on submit over here and submit all these changes. Okay, give some name, click on publish. So if you're a beginner, if you have basically no idea about how GTM works, and if you want to quickly get your ads running, setup done, and the conversion tracking done, because without conversion tracking, it's a very difficult job to optimize Google Ads account, right? So conversion tracking is a must to run a good Google Ads account. So if you want to do that, but if you're not aware of what, how to set this up, what tag manager is, and all the complexities that come with the tag manager, then this is a very, very good option. But in long run, it could be a bit challenging. Why? Because your page UI may change. This entire thing is based on the positions of the elements on the page. Let's say tomorrow, for some reason, you move this order date in position of email and the email goes to the top. There are chances that your tracking will break, right? Or for some reason, your developer changes this order confirmation to order confirmation. Your tracking may break, right? So in long run, it's still better to use a mechanism that's called data layer, because data layer is a more robust way of tracking this entire conversion, system that is getting set up. And it requires the knowledge of how to work with GTM, some bit of JavaScript, and so on. Having said that, this is a very useful tool for beginners who are going to use a very simple website where there are not many changes expected to come for the next 6 months, let's say, and you nearly need to get your conversion tracking up and running. Please use this guided setup. And over a longer period of time, think of how to get the data layer up. Either learn it or employ some professional who can do it better for you. Google has also said that there are many interesting changes coming to the tag manager related to this kind of UI tracking. So we'll keep looking for those changes as well. Give it a try, give this guided setup a try, and let me know what you feel about it. Thank you for joining in.